Thank you for joining us. It's Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from Edo Broadcasting Service in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. It is a good day, the day the Lord God has made, and I hope you said thank you, Jesus, when you woke up this morning. As usual on our program, we have a lot to keep you entertained, enlightened, and to make your home and your family work. My name is Josephine Ifeanyi. Peggy is with us. Peggy, good morning.
Good morning. Viewers, good morning. The program is Daybreak, and it's a live show. We welcome you aboard.
All right, as usual, we have the newspapers review, we have the family segment, we have the religious segment, and all the segments put together for your viewing delight this morning. Let's start with the papers this morning. Let's see what the papers are saying. On the Punch this morning, no agreement with Tinubu, can insist talk tough. 11 state varsities shun ASU, federal government threatens unions. Ogun State women run baby factory, sell child 400,000 naira. Tinubu, social media doesn't dictate ordination, says ROCCG. Moving on, deadly podcast, skin bleaching in Nigeria, a silent obsession. What to know about mass stabbings in Canada? You are match fit, fight me, Fury teases Joshua. For wrestling lovers, you can read that or you watch it online. Rivers gunmen shoot driver dead, abduct 8 passengers. Arabic teacher remanded in prison for sodomizing pupil. Building collapse, 4 more corpses recovered. Commissioner resigns. Okay, Lagos daughter allegedly rapes minor. Groups demand justice. That's terrible. Medical doctor. I believe that one is a herbalist. All right. Ipman begins strike. Fuel scarcity imminent in North. Nobody can break my ranks, says Winke. All right, Makinde promises to work till last day. All right, for more of the details, you just get your Punch newspaper or you go online. Let's see what the Vanguard is saying this morning. On the Vanguard, this morning, it's coming a bit late. Okay, before that we come up, let me introduce my guest this morning on the program. I will get to you on that on the Vanguard later as the program commences. This morning we'll be looking at infidelity. We started last week on infidelity. Is like a cancer going on in the society right now. A lot of married couples are no longer keeping to their marital vows. And last week we spoke about what are the causes and the way out to resolve this trend that is demonic. Marriage is ordained by God and nobody can stop it. So a marriage counselor will be talking to us. This one will be looking at the effect of infidelity. A lot of persons are going into it and damning the consequences. But this one will be looking at the effect. What would this portend for your children and your generation? We have Reverend Ifeanyi Udeh this morning, our usual marriage counselor. Thank you for coming, man of God.
Good morning, viewers, and it's a pleasure to be here. God bless you.
Pastor Richrose Imasuen, aka Love One TT.
Good morning, viewers. I greet everybody.
Yes. I have to take you back to that Love One TT. Yes, so the love should catch fire in our homes. Those of us that are married, you just need to make your home work. You have to make your part of your side green. Don't stop looking at the other side. Oh, this woman is lovely, this man is lovely. And you said last week, we start from that again. You said marriage is hard work.
Yeah,
it's not like for all singles when we enter, all our problems will be over. I want you to take it from that. You said marriage is hard work.
Yeah.
Take it from that.
marriage is work, and not just work, it's hard work. Everybody who are in marriage will attest to that. That marriage is not just moment. That's why marriage is not meant for boys. It's not meant for girls. It's meant for the matured. I remember saying somewhere, and somebody was asking, can I get married at the age of 18? Why not? You can if you have the maturity. You must be emotionally mature, socially mature, mentally matured, and then on and on and on. So you don't hit the rock. Many who verge or step into marriage without having that maturity, they rush in and they rush out. Because you have to bear many things, you have to absorb many things, you have to make it work. You must be determined. Because if you are not determined and you just casually go in, it's going to pose a huge problem. You see, like, what? Is this what I have to face? And that's why young girls who are with their parents right now, don't look at your parents as well, especially when you have parents whose marriages are working, because it's not all parents whose marriages are working. But if yours is working, if your parents' marriages are working, why not listen to them, watch them, ask them questions, learn everything you know to learn. Learn how to cook. Ask your mommy questions. Don't look at your mom as old school. What does my mom have to say? Ask her questions. Let her teach you. Even the same thing go with the boy child. Let your dad ask your dad. How have you been able to keep mommy all these years? Because women are the same, men are the same. It's just a little difference between them. Let me stop there so that.
Okay, before Peggy will come, let me just verify you, Udeh. A lot of young guys these days, they just believe, oh, let me just settle down, but I will still have my side chick or my mistress at the corner, but there should be somebody at home taking care of the needs. So they have this mindset that they're not going totally into marriage, but as they are married, they will still be having fun. A lot of them are doing this. What do you have to tell them?
For me, I think I'll first use the word identity crisis here, confusion, madness. In the one kind of it's a terrible thing. In the first place, when you are thinking of going into any relationship to say I do to a person, why do you still have side chicks around you? Why do you still think so? And the reason why some of these guys these days, as most of them have literally personally confessed to me over time, is that some of these side chicks you are hearing, sometimes most of their meeting they pay them at the lowest as 300,000, and some of these side chicks are the ones. So side chicks are in different class. There are those who pay, who fund the guys, and all of all this. So sometimes the money is quite inviting, and it's difficult for some of them to let go. That is another issue that is one side there. And so sorry to say also that most girls also have this common understanding that their husband is having one sugar mommy and one side chick there, whom the ladies don't want to marry but can still be together. And it's a deal between the girl in question. And so sometimes it happens that way too. And these people end up, before you know what happened, because this thing emotionally, the woman will no longer balance. So my advice is that if you are going into anything, you should. And then for the girl, if you discover you are looking at your guy, the person you want to get married to, like what I was saying to them on Sunday, I said, don't take because somebody is in the church and take because of that say want to marry. Separate Christianity and character and be able to understand. Put the person one side, no matter the department is doing in church, even though he's associate pastor or the general overseer, put the person one side and then watch the person character. Let the person public figure not confuse your person. And so girls also ask critical questions and find out your guy's income. Thank you.
All right, Peggy, just ask a question, so I'll go for the news.
Okay, before we go for the news, we have seen some people, some persons that they just go into infidelity.
Yeah.
They are comfortable.
Yeah.
They have everything, and they just like doing it.
Yeah.
So why? Why is it so?
All right.
So okay.
Hold on that. Why will some people be comfortable in going the other way, even when they are married? We'll continue from this discussion after the morning news. Please stay. Don't go. All right, thank you for staying connected. It's Daybreak Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from a dual broadcasting service. We are still on the family segment and we are looking at infidelity. And before we left for the news, we're looking at why some persons are still comfortable despite the consequences inherent in infidelity, but they are still comfortable, according to Peggy. Peggy, if you can continue from that. The way you asked that question, I love it. You can start.
We have seen some persons with the beautiful marriage. They are enjoying the marriage.
Yeah.
They have everything it takes in the marriage, but they still go out there enjoying cheating, going out there to cheat. So what do you say about that?
Like I said earlier, there are some couples that agree to this
Okay.
because of flow of income. You understand? They agree, and it's sorry to say this, that there are some traditions that are not even against certain things that you look at. So there are some traditions that we say African tradition. There is a taboo here, and all of that. But there are some certain traditions that we don't even want to. When when a woman has sleep outside, it can affect the man, it can affect the business of the man. Some are just loose. They are like that. That is
nothing happens.
yes. That's I'm because of life. I may not be able to tell you some areas like that. The another thing is the money. You know, when we start talking about this infidelity, this one of the things that comes to mind majorly is the area of finance.
No, the person is having money.
Yeah.
The person has money.
Yes, I'll go there.
Okay.
There's also money because most times, like even the money you are claiming the person has, you understand? What is this? Always giving the contract. Somebody called me last 2 weeks right now. I think something has to do with all your contract. A lady, the married person for that matter. But the person said before it will be handed over to you, you have to spend like 2 weeks with me in one of the major hotels. Okay? And you will say the person is having money. What is the source? So some people, the moment, that is why I say, when you say the person is having money, some of these people that don't want to let go are the reason why the children are going to the best school, why the women are going to Dubai for shopping, and some of all these things are there. Honestly, if you go to the street, find out, ask people to call in some matter, they will tell you same thing I'm telling you here, because you see these things, this is the way they play out. And sometimes also in the area of the men, you know, we say men are polygamous by nature and all of that. But then there are some people that do it as a business. A man now died in one government parastatals now in Edo State, right? Do you know his job? He travels. Married women that are in public figure, invite him to service them. That is his job. He has a good car, but he just died of some disease.
How do you get that information? Because
we got it from a very reliable source.
Okay.
From the same cycle, and he's not ashamed to even say it. It's a life. I'm telling you the truth. This thing is another area we have to look into, because now when you have a friend, same office, same place, you move together, you do things together, you see the way other person that are lawless behaving, you just want to flow in. Or this period of time we have social media, where we have social media, a lot of coaches, a lot of wrong coaches, and other counselors and all of that. So the truth of the matter is that if you say this person have money and is doing whatever he's doing, then we'll take it also from there to why even those who have money who are comfortable. It's a lifestyle. Some of them just a lifestyle. Sometimes maybe their wife have been quarreling and talking instead of them leaving the home or leaving the children or allowing somebody else to come and take over what they have worked for. They have to be calm. But there's a level the woman will also take if she's not responsible. She wants to start to revenge, which is not healthy. Because at the tail end, it will always be disastrous. It's not healthy at all.
Okay. Pastor Richrose, we just heard from Reverend Ifeanyi that some cultures permit it, that this infidelity we are looking at, to some culture, is just their way of life. There is one particular place in Nigeria that when the visitor comes to a particular area, the man, that means the husband of this man, will give the wife, at least take care of this man. We say take okay. So there are some people like that, but there are some areas that don't permit it. Culturally, morally, religiously, they don't permit it. So let's look at the effects. We're looking about those that have consequences. What are the consequences of infidelity?
Yeah, the consequence.
A healthy market environment promotes increase in business activities. It is,
First of
however,
all, even to those people that permit infidelity, you still have consequences. For example, a woman that is married or a man that is married and you go out freely with other people outside your matrimony, there are effects. Because you're, number one, you are going to groom children that are not responsible. That alone is a huge effect, because you don't know where your child will marry from tomorrow. Your child may end up marrying somebody who sees this as a taboo. But because he has learnt this thing from the home, that it's not a big deal. I mean, you can do it. And then your child will go and do it in his or her own matrimony, and it will be a big scandal, you know. So I don't want to go too much into the negative effect, but there are huge negative effects, even if you say your tradition permits it. And more effect for those that don't permit it. You see some men that immediately the wife start going out, the man will become sick, because it's already inbuilt in him that once your wife go out, a woman called me yesterday, because I am always in this. A woman called me. They are having economical, crisis in a way in her home. Her husband is not very buoyant, so she was now asking me, what if you have a man, you don't have anything going on with the man? The man want to help you. And I asked, okay, help you with what? He said, things like food stuff. I was taken aback. Things like food stuff. And you will go and cook that food now for your husband. And I asked her, did you tell your husband that this man is trying to buy you food stuff, trying to buy you stuff? He said, I know that I can't tell him that man, there is no amount of explanation. I said, okay, are you sure nothing is going on between two of you? He said, nothing is
Then
going
you should tell
on.
the husband.
My heart is clear. I said, okay, if you tell your husband, he said, no, he will not take it. I just want to know. You see, time will fail me. I always tell men, do your best to give your wife that grace to discuss with you freely. Many women do a lot in secret, because they will tell you, if my husband is aware, the sky will fall down. So I bet, let me just do it within me. Women have come to my office with children that they came as in, I gave birth to these children under this man, but me, I know this one is not his own. Some have come to my office, this one is not his own. I don't know.
And the man will never be aware.
Yeah. One told me, said, I can't tell my husband, because if I tell him, it's equal to death for me. So I always beg men, I said, please give your wife room so that she will be free to communicate with you. So you don't become like palm oil on top of water in your own home, where a lot of things are happening. You have many children, you call your own, but they are not actually yours.
But let me pause you. There are some truths that you don't need to tell, because if this truth can lead to the other person's death.
That's a big part. I don't always like treading, but I have to tread it. You see, like this woman told me, if my husband knows, it's equal to death. And if I had to approach a higher person, like, look at this matter, how do we go? He said, please leave that matter. Don't even let it out, because that woman had better stay alive. So I want to again beg men. And I'm begging women too, you can groom your husband in such a way that you are able to tell him stops, and he will accept it. But for a man who's hyper temper, who can't just take it, my wife, no, is equal. Look at one that called me a few days ago. I took it on radio. She backed her baby. The baby fell from her back. And when that baby fell, she saw that baby, that this baby, the way it fall, this baby cannot survive. She took the baby again, put on her back, and went home as if nothing is wrong. Few days later, about second day, the baby died.
That woman is terrible.
She was telling her husband, I don't know what, this baby have died. And so the whole matter was, people will say all manner of things. What this baby, was he sick? And then they buried the baby. Days later, his friend, the friend to the husband, called me and said, Madam Love Wantiti, I have to tell you this thing, because that baby, my friend baby that died, that baby did not die any dead. The friend of the wife told me that the baby fell from bike, but fear did not allow her tell the husband. I know that something like internal bleeding is what may have killed that child.
But she would have taken the child to the hospital.
If they had run, she may. Oh
maybe area of finance.
Yeah, she may not have the resources. But we can't we can't excuse women. As dicey as that thing is, you kept it and your baby died. No. So let me stop there.
Like you are saying concerning men, that they don't want to take any, some men, because you understand, we have seen some men, they are real traditional persons, that any little thing is shit. You know, we are talking about the effect. Cheating.
Giving
Anything at all, anything you do, whether you are standing with a man or you are talking with a man, you are anything at all is cheating. What do you say about such men?
Hey, I don't have anything to
Okay.
because in the first place,
If you understand your husband,
in the first place, the woman that got married to the man,
She understand.
she will understand and possibly talk it. Because if you ask me now, what should I say to such a man? There is a tradition in your family, and nobody should give your wife a gift. In fact, to be honest enough, I have been heading a ministry now for over 2 decades, and about close to 2 decades now. And I can tell you that there are some women at the cost of, because me, sometimes I love being happy, I throw pleasantry and banters. When some persons come around, just be jovial. How are you? How are you doing? How's your husband? So that I bring out my hand to shake. You see them drop their hand. I say, are you okay? So I'm fine, sir. You know, until at that time I begin to find out. So when I see the person next time, I don't even bother to bring out my hand. Now, you that decide to marry, maybe somebody who is has a tradition in their family and everything. These are the culture. You have to study the environment, the culture of that family. And all kind of things that happen there. Before you woman, you goes in, you now step, you know. A lot of this culture benefits men than women. That is another way there. So you who is going in, you already know what you are in for. So what are we advising the man for? the man.
So if you understand your husband, you just trade. It boils down on understanding your partner. And Pastor Udeh, it's a bit rude for you to just stretch your hand to a lady anyway.
Well, it's the tradition every day that, oh, hi, is everything? Just shake your hand.
No, for the women, even the English people that we are copying, they don't do that to ladies, except the lady wants to shake. You don't do that.
No, so most time the body language look like they want to shake you. You understand?
Imagine you're not going to hug the person.
No, I don't hug. No. You can shake.
So, but I still feel and I still believe that every woman should try to abide by the tradition of her husband.
Okay, all right.
That's the word.
As simple as that.
Yes.
You dated this man. You courted, and then that's why we tell people, communicate in courtship. Talk. This is what I stand for. This is what we are going to be doing, all of that. So you already know what this man stands for before you went in. Now that you are in, try to abide with each other's. There are things that people cannot just take from one another. So try to abide. If you feel that it's to the extreme, see how you can talk to somebody that your husband or your wife respect, that will listen to, that they will listen to. Now also, we have not exhausted the negative effect of infidelity because they are enormous. But let me quickly hit this. A married woman that step out out of her home and have an affair with another man outside, most time you see that woman, when she come back, she will no longer be satisfied with her husband. Just the way you have female prostitution, that's how you have male prostitution. Allow me to use that. Your husband is taking you through just a narrow path, a moderate path. And now you went to a path of extravagancy. Allow me to put that word. A path where you are now, where you were extravagantly exposed or
emotionally.
Yes.
And then you come back, you are no longer content with what your husband have to offer you. Your eye is always there. That's what makes women to run after other men. So don't even date. Be content with what your husband have to offer you. You can both groom yourselves and then become better, but don't put eye outside, or else you will ruin your life. You ruin your home. A woman just ran after another man who is married. She have 2 children. That man called it on my show. A lot happened in that show on Sunday. The man asked a driver, a transport company, to please bring the wife and children to Benin for him. After this man brought them, she discovered that the wife is always on phone calling that driver. He tried to what is happening with you? And before Jack Robinson, this woman left her 2 children that she had for her husband and followed that driver. And guess what? The driver also is married with children. So how do you rate that?
Is it a spiritual thing? No, we
Well,
in
yeah,
Nigeria.
sometimes it has spiritual
Yes,
tone.
yes.
Because we don't always look at that area. It has spiritual that
Yes.
tone. I've been in this work and I know many things that happen are not just ordinary.
All right, but before we go, lastly, Pastor Richrose, a lot of women, this is the time we have human hair everywhere, we have the bone straight, we have the double draw, a lot is going on. Then this organic craze for organic cream. Please talk to our women. Most of them, their husbands cannot get some of them. Imagine like a long bone straight of almost 200,000, and your other fellow woman is wearing that and she's looking good, and you want that. And so I just want you to talk to our women.
The Bible made it clear. It said, godliness and contentment is of great gain.
Okay.
If you say what your husband have for you is not enough, you want to go outside there and go and add to what he have, you will not be innocent. And at the end of the day, you are going to bring a whole lot of problem upon you, upon your husband and your children. What your husband have to offer you is enough, and you can equally work with your hand to add to what he has to offer you.
Can work with your hand.
Yeah, rather than going to sell yourself or put pressurize him. At the end, the man may even go into crime just to satisfy you. So what are we saying here? So women, please, I beg you, whatever your husband have to listen. Whether we like it or not, you will always see men that are 10 times better than your husband. You will always see women that are 10 times better than your wife. Especially when you are the outgoing type. If you are not content, you'll be drowned.
Pastor Ifeanyi Udeh, our men, what should they do? Because a lot of women love good things, but these men don't have the ability. So if you don't have the ability, what should you do in order to encourage your wife to still stay with you?
Hustle more.
Bottom line,
Hustle more legitimately.
Okay.
Yes.
Hustle more, and then communicate to your wife. Let her understand the level of your financial state, so that she will not be over demanding on you.
All right.
That is my take on that.
For the guys, also more, and for the women, please be content with
Yes.
whatever our God brings to the world.
I so like the word you for men that hide their financial status from their wives, and women who over demand. Because if you over demand on your husband, anytime you see money on him, you win until you bring list until the money gets exhausted. Naturally, the man will feel. The man will hide things from you.
All right, all right. That was our show this morning on the family segment. Thank you, Pastor Ifeanyi Udeh, for your thoughts. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Our regular Pastor Rose Imasuen, aka
Madam Love one thing.
All right, okay. Thank you. That's our show on the family segment. Daybreak continues with the other segment. Please stay and go.